Dun 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 dun. Hey everybody, it's me, True Powers Mine, and this is TPIM SR Live. This is the, I guess, evening show, but it's a special report, nonetheless. Just got off the phone with a recruiting buddy of mine. The numbers are looking dire, y'all. Now, for those out there who wants to cheer and yay, I just want to remind you, none of you have ever been underneath the yoke of a dictatorship. None of you have ever been underneath the yoke of a king or emperor. But unless we realize within the system that we're in right now, these United States, if it were to collapse, what would you do? What would you do? Irregardless. I want to share something with you guys right now. This is from the People's Liberation Army of China. Hold on, let's get this all in frame. Hypersonic missiles. All right. So while their armor's rolling, I want to roll on you guys and gals who choose, not drafted, not conscripted, none of that bullshit, who sincerely choose to join our armed forces. Thank you. Yes, we have our problems here. Yes, we have challenges to overcome. Yes, absolutely. But we will never foresee this thing through if what is about to happen happens. You know, there's a reason why the Spirit has been moving me the past few days to show you, even the last show, man, the last damn show I was doing. And everything just went doot, doot, doot. There's a reason why I'm trying to show you guys this. I want you guys to survive. I want as many of you as possible to survive. They should be crystal clear. Brother Marty, peace and power. Welcome to the show. It should be crystal clear at this point that we have some serious issues in our country, both politically, socially, obviously. Political corruption. Brother Fred, peace and power, and the whole 9 yards. But guys, you got to understand, the Chinese are not playing around. The Russians are not playing around. You can think that they're your buddy if you want to, but they really have no love for you. You'll just be a slave, quite literally a real comrade slave. I mean, it's bad enough we funded the rise of China, isn't it? Seriously, isn't it bad enough? All those years of getting Walmart goods on the cheap. Has that really helped us? No. Or a clone. Well, we know about the blue tie, red tie thing, Brother Fred. We already know about that. We already know about MK Ultra and other secretive mind control programs run by. I mean, this is what I'm saying, man. We have some problems. All right. We have alphabet agencies performing experiments on the American people without our knowledge. All right. That's a huge issue. We have big business all but basically ripped the heart out of the political process here and replaced it with a money machine. We have technology constantly going out the back door. And you think that China is spending $1.2 billion on their defense just for shits and giggles, you are sadly mistaken. We haven't really seen expenditure of this level If we broke it down nations by nations, damn near since World War II, in relative to their GDP, how much the nations are spending on developing death machines. We haven't seen this level since World War II. And our eyes are keep on focused to the Middle East, but it's not the Middle East. It's much closer than you think. The world is damn near in full revolt. We have protests. I mean, I have gotten so many videos of protesters from all over the place. So many articles of protests happening here and the protests happening there. Thank you to all the confidential informants sending me all this information. I don't even know where to begin hardly. Other than we're in trouble. I mean, black folks, you already know we're in trouble. I'm telling you, nation, United States, you're in trouble. Each and every one of you, we are in trouble. The disinformation is to such a degree now. So many people have fallen away from the religions. They're falling away from spirituality. They're falling away from morality. Couple that with a lack of knowledge. More of our brilliant scientists are traveling outside the countries for higher opportunities in research and development. They get your degree from Stanford, from ITT, or wherever, but then you'll find them operating in Dubai or operating in New Delhi or operating in London. Friends, what I'm saying, and it's been said so many times before by richer and smarter and what other people, the end is drawing near. I mean, we can look at this one or two ways. One, the end is drawing near. It's only a matter of time before some whack job releases a biological contaminant for basically no reason other than he just wants to create, or she wants to create mayhem and destruction. The second road, we can go down the Zionist route. The temple's built. The sacrifices are being made. The armies gather underneath the direction of the Antichrist. And the one world government comes to fruition. Or we can stop this madness right now. Small heads and their so-called prophecies for the third temple. You got it, Brother King. You know, it would be one thing if people indulged in their fantasies and they did not include everyone else in it. You have to understand, all this is about power. All this is about dominance. All this is about control. They're showing you right now, right this second. I mean, this was actually a while back. But right this second, the Chinese are developing weapon technologies. In many cases to rival our own, and in certain cases even surpass our capabilities. Brother James, welcome to the show. Peace and power. They're not building these missiles for no reason. They're not investing so much time and energy. And they used to project that their army will be totally professional by 2049. I'm telling you, it's going to occur way before that, if it hasn't already. Don't forget, these are the same people who can shoot down satellites. You're like, well, brother, true, that's no biggie. It kind of is a biggie, especially in the intelligence sector. You do realize after World War II, basically in the 70s, this is where we had the real technological leaps and bounds. So instead of investing time and energy in building human relationships or human intelligent networks, we opted instead just to go electronic surveillance. You knock out the electronic surveillance. I'm not saying that we don't have human networks. We do still, but not extensively like we used to. Where to begin? Hold on. I'll let that play for a second. I kind of see where we're at. Russians jams U.S. jet. Hold on. This was 4 days ago. I know you guys were thinking I was going to talk about the jet that got the radio scrambled in the Black Seas, which happened basically like a year and a half ago. No, sir. This is a F-35, one of the most expensive warplanes ever to be developed in the world. Isaac, welcome to the show, brother. Peace and power. The problem is the Russians they somehow already got access to the computer. If you can jam the GPS of a jet, you essentially neutered it. You emasculated the jet. This guy's going to have to drop bombs and just hope they hit. That's not how the game's designed, yeah? Precision strikes, remember? Let's scroll. They did too much. Now, this came out 4 days ago. Russian forces have been jamming GPS systems in the Middle East. The electronic warfare campaign could affect U.S. forces gathering in the region in advance of a potential strike on Iran. Brother James, welcome to the show. Peace and power. You see the problem here, y'all. Is that they keep on having their eyes focus at Iran, focus at Iran. It's not Iran that is the timer here, man. It's Israel. You're going to see people acting. You're going to see people straight up acting now. And it's sad that we have to go down this road. Yet again, we have to go down this road. Israel's been restored, don't you know? The prophecies are going to be fulfilled, don't you know? It can never fall. I've actually heard people say the state of Israel cannot fall, lest the Bible be a lie, lest the prophecy be a lie. That's some fragile shit, yeah. So now we're dealing with the religious system of whole groups of people. Now you should be able to start seeing what's really going on here. Now you understand why unity can't be realized now. A whole religious perspective. And either way you go, it's going to be a bad deal. People find out that this is all bullshit and bogus, then all suddenly everything's a go. No morality, no righteousness. Or people stay true. They build the temple. They usher in the final war and the cataclysm and then God comes down from heaven, and there's heaven essentially on earth. Only for a remnant. See, this is what everyone failed to realize. It says only a remnant of mankind will survive. So keep on, yeah, we're going to go and see the king. No, you're basically going to go to a bloody death. So much. So much to talk about, so little time to talk it in. The signal that has been disrupting satellite navigations for planes flying through Israeli airspace in recent weeks originated inside the Russians' airbase inside Syria, according to data collected by the US-based researchers. This interference to the global positioning system reception does not appear to be especially directed at Israel, but rather the Jewish state is likely collateral damage in an effort by Moscow both to protect its troops from drone attacks and to assert its dominance in the field of electronic warfare. So let's go back to this. The Chinese. We already demonstrated that Russia has electronic capabilities that takes out our number one jet. Or let's just say seriously hampers its effectiveness. Now, I'm sure our eggheads are working on a workaround for this, hopefully. But this is the part that you really need to be mindful of. The anti-ship missiles. What did I tell you the other day? That the U.S. is what really makes us powerful, what really solidifies us as a true world power. It's that Navy, baby. It's our ability to project power and force anywhere around the world. It's our ability to stop cargoes. When we say we're going to put an embargo up, damn it, we really can do that. Well, with these new hypersonic anti-ship missiles, it might become a very different seas here in the near future. The YJ-17. But see, I have talked to I really shouldn't, but apparently the Russians also have I don't want to call it a submarine, and it's not really a true submersible. It's basically a hypersonic torpedo. I mean, it's nuclear tip torpedo. So this is for our boys who are out there protecting our aircraft carrier fleets. If you haven't heard the latest, there's supposed to be 9 of them in existence right now as we speak. They should be on the Eastern Pacific Naval Yard. And that's that. Do with that what you can. Now, let's get back to the other deal here. What's the one thing that can save this clusterfuck right here? The one thing that can save it, and it will be a blessing, is for some sort of, I don't know, group like ISIS launch a 9/11 style attack on us or one of our allies. I'm talking about something truly devastating. Whether it be a hot air balloon with anthrax just spraying it out over people, or a straight up nuclear strike with a small yield device. It's coming. And when it finally gets here, and you see the chains and the tyranny really solidifies, when you really have to have your papers to travel around, you'll see it's not a joke. You'll see that the pain of not unifying is going to be costly. We have been fortunate in most of the so-called first world nations. Not so much England. I mean, they got hit last century. But most of us have never experienced war on our doorsteps. Now, war has always been a part of the game, but it's always been an extract concept, meaning it's my brother, it's myself, it's my cousin, it's my husband, it's my father, it's my grandfather. They go off to war. They go far away into foreign lands and fight and kill, and then they come back. Hopefully, some of them don't. Is your mind, is your spirit ready for bombs being dropped outside your door? Is your spirit ready for power not being on? Is your spirit ready for running water not being available? Is your spirit ready for going out and gathering food because you won't have any refrigeration? Do you know how to dry food? Do you know how to can food? Or do you know just how to grab up a can opener and pop open a can of ravioli, Chef Boyardee? And that comes back to the social state our country's in. How many of you guys are cool with your neighbors? I mean, really cool with your neighbors. To the point where you might have to leave your kids with them so you can go hunting. To the point to where you all have to take guard duties, making sure people don't run up on you, because you're going to have two enemies. You're going to have bandits and the normal criminal crowd. And then you're going to have the actual enemy and their agents. How are you going to deal with that? How are you going to deal with no police, lady, when your old boy or whoever you're with, your husband, whatever, spazzes out, starts smacking you around? There's nowhere to run to. Bombs are blowing up outside. Think you run up there into a Catholic church, seek shelter? It's not going to be that type of ball game this time around. There's not going to be any place to hide or any place that's going to be considered holy. And besides, you probably don't want to get butt fucked before you die anyways. This is just utterly sad. And I try to show you the clues that they drop every day in the headlines. 40% of the world's people are under 24, and they are angry. Of course they're angry. How much of that population is coming from war-torn areas? How much, even in Spain, in Barcelona, there's unrest. There's unrest all over the Spanish world. And Spanish world is really south of the United States, all the way down to Chile, all the way over to Spain. I mean, they got a couple of areas in the Pacific Ocean they kind of dabble in, but that's pretty much the Spanish world. A lot of Spanish speakers. And it's still coming back down to brown, dark brown, and light brown, and how they're interacting, and white or pink or whatever, and how they're interacting. You see, revolutions are only beneficial when the revolutionaries are righteous. If you don't know what righteousness is, then you're out the game anyhow. Sayonara. But for those who understand what it is, the only revolutions that are ever worth a damn are only those whose members portray righteousness. You guys will survive because you have the spirit, you have the work ethics, and you have the common fucking sense. But a lot of your compadres, a lot of your family, a lot of your lovers, a lot of your acquaintances, they're not going to fare so well. Once the water stops flowing and the medications stop getting shipped in, then you're going to understand. Then you will understand what I'm talking about. But until that, I don't know what to say. I do want to take this one time here and say thank you for the X pin. Got the X pin. I actually have it. Hold on. Ah, here it is. I got to practice with it. Hold on. Let's get the light up here. I got to practice with it. It's a drawing pad. I'm going to practice with the pen and all that. And then I'm going to start drawing out a lot of what I'm talking about so that people can see. But I want to thank you. I am very much appreciated, Tiv. So don't be shocked when you see a video and I'll have a notepad or a paint pad open up and I'm drawing out sacred geometry or I'm drawing out like numerical values, 108 magical number. Even 23 is a powerful number. And then you got 3, 6, 9. Very powerful key there as well. And all this, I can say it, but if I draw it out visually and audibly, it'll make sense. Revolts rattled post-war order in Lebanon and Iraq. Those conflicts has never really ended. All we did was go in there and crush out the reigning regime. That means that whole infrastructure stomped out. Now people are going to have to try to put all that shit back together. Because in our advanced societies, there is no more just everyone hunt and fish and gather. Fuck that shit. No, we have to organize into farms, into distribution, and into consumerism. That's the only 3 blocks that really matter. And when we leave these places, seldom are those blocks put back into their proper place. Evil Genius, welcome back to the show. Peace and power. In a new blow to Mexican crime fight, judge free suspected cartel member. Brother Shannon, Brother Bay, peace and power to y'all. Now, why do you think the good judge released a cartel member? Because the good judge didn't want to die. That is what I'm talking about with lawlessness. It sounds good on a movie. It sounds great on paper. But in reality, it's not so great. Now, while you guys are sitting here bullshitting, Sally Prince is putting up bank buying Da Vinci's, buying paintings, spending $450 million, a whop. Like I said, a lot of us have a misconception of what the world is like outside of ourselves, outside of our country. A lot of people, seriously, I've actually talked to people. They think that Kemet is just a bunch of tribes still, just a bunch of shacks. Motherfuckers riding elephants to work and shit. They think China is just as bad as that. Except for instead of shacks being made of straw, the shacks are made of bamboo. And then they kind of view South America as a little cool, like around Rio and shit, the big cities, but out in the sticks, once again, we're back to straw fucking skirts. And it couldn't be farther from the truth. I'm getting underground messages that there is a huge awakening. Brothers and sisters are coming together in ways and they're being secretive about it. Now, that's cool for humanity. At least we have a set of humanity that's united and they're on point. Now, those of us who are not into networks or situations with backup, I guess we're just lone wolves. But here's the deal. When the economy pops, the weasel will go. When the economy pops, then China will have the legal legitimacy to invade. They got to reclaim their profits, man. They're the repo man. You thought he was here to do your laundry. No, he's here to clean your ass out, sure enough. And we are not getting the fucking picture. We're still stuck on stupid in this country. This is our country. Now, whether you want to participate in it or not, that's up to you. You can either be victorious with this shit or be victim with this shit. But that is entirely up to you, my friend. I know a lot of you young brothers and sisters that listen to the show on a regular basis, y'all ain't victims. But you're not yet victorious either. You're in a shady gray little place. One wrong move can make you victorious. One right move can make you victorious. One wrong move can make you a victim. And what I mean by victim, you're incarcerated, or you're become a drug addict, or you become sick with fucking some sort of disease. You're out the game. You're out the damn game. Let's go back to this. What the heck? What the heck? Okay. I don't know what this video is. That wasn't really the one I was watching, I don't think. But whatever. Now, I'm not going to put the audio on this guy. He's a real Chinese hater. I mean, he is. Hold on. Well, let's do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. You know what? YouTube no longer term contract. What? I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. No thanks. I'm going to turn up the volume on this, yeah. So we can, and I'm going to do this in commentary mode. So YouTube censors, almighty YouTube, hear our prayers. We pray in commentary. So do not demonetize this shit. All right, this is commentary.
History of communist rule in China. A massive military parade in Beijing showcased some fancy new weapon systems. But how dangerous do they make the Chinese military?
You know, it makes it damn dangerous, dude. Too dangerous. Now, the reason why I want to be crystal clear on this, Yao, we are not going to attack China. For one reason, China's nuclear capable. All right. Picture Red Dawn. Yes, Brother James. Really, picture Red Dawn with the same damn players. The original one, not the second bullshit one, but the very first one.
Welcome back.
Now this guy, hold on, let me cut this down because he's loud as fuck. This guy, I'm not going to say nothing bad because at least he's appears to be on Team USA, okay, for whatever that means. But he is deeply, deeply anti-communist. So keep that in perspective.
To China Uncensored, I'm Chris Chappell. This episode is sponsored by Surfshark. Because if you're going to be making fun of the Chinese Communist Party, you're going to want a reliable VPN to hide your identity. 70 years ago, on October 1st, the world's bloodiest dictator took over the world's most populous nation with the world's most...
No, the world's most bloodiest dictator, from my point of view, is King Leopold of the Netherlands. He had control over the Congo region in Kemet. Very vicious fucking animal. But, you know, what do I know? I'm no Chris Chappell.
Murderous ideology. And from then on, the Communist Party has ruled what it called the People's Republic of China. And to celebrate 70 uninterrupted years of communist delight, China's leaders threw the country a birthday party. And no birthday party would be complete without some cutting-edge weapons of mass destruction. Get him, Tanya. That donkey will never walk again. Okay.
Now, I hope you can see through the sarcasm. Ultimately, what the man's saying is China's only a threat because of their technology. China's only a threat because of their ability to basically raise a 6 million man army at a drop of a hat. A 6 million man army. There ain't no two fronts on that. I mean, with 6 million men, you could crush some shit.
Okay, I actually meant these cutting-edge weapons of mass destruction. Bigger sticks, but no candy. There was once a time that China relied on reverse-engineered Soviet military systems, or at best, developed substandard weapons at a snail's pace. But not anymore. Now, China relies on reverse-engineered U.S. military systems.
Yes, USA! USA! You know, we have the best damn death machines the world has ever seen. But unfortunately, so does China.
And uses that to develop not only its own tanks and planes, but also cutting-edge stealth technology, combat drones, and hypersonic missiles. Not to mention the latest in pop-up leadership. In the past decade, China's defense budget has grown by at least 10% every year. At $168.2 billion, China's military spending is now second only to the United States.
What did I tell you? I told you that they're spending 1 point something billion dollars earlier. All right, now he actually has the great, the figures and whatnot. And this might be a little older as well. But the reason why they're spending like that, they're not spending that kind of money just to sit on their ass. This is why I'm doing the show tonight. For you young brothers and sisters who want us to live in a republic, a republic that we're working on to be truly equitable and engaging for all of its citizens, it seems like there's going to be more bloodshed.
Yeah, there's still a lot of difference between first and second place. China's October 1st parade saw familiar weapons like wing-long combat drones that were deployed in Libya, or DF-26 missiles dubbed the Guam Killers, because they have the range to hit military installations in the U.S. territory of Guam in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But beside these important staples, the Chinese military showcased some sophisticated new systems, including a few world firsts. So in today's episode, let's look at 9 military systems that got the red carpet treatment on the 70th anniversary of communist rule in China.
Yay! Almost makes you want to clap. Yay! Boo! Oh my God, man. It's like we're sitting here and we're quite literally watching them building a bomb for us. Quite literally. But everyone's too wrapped up in their bullshit to give a damn. So I guess when wormwood starts raining down, shouldn't have said that. I guess when the mushroom clouds start appearing over our friends and our cities, then maybe, just maybe we'll get it then. But of course, then it'll be too late.
Number 9. First, what pundits widely called the biggest surprise of the day, the Dongfeng 17. It's a known fact that the People's Liberation Army Rocket Force, or PLARF, would play a central role in any conflict involving China. Little surprise then that missiles were center stage, specifically the DF-17, ballistic missiles that deploy a triangular hypersonic glide vehicle. They launch like an ordinary ballistic missile, but the warhead has small wings, and after separating from the booster, it acts like a maneuverable glider. Hypersonic, so it can fly at 5 to 10 times the speed of sound and deliver a conventional or nuclear warhead. The glider lets the DF-17 fly at a flatter trajectory so it can avoid enemy radar. They're harder to detect and can evade anti-ballistic missile interceptors.
In layman's term, we can't shoot the motherfuckers down. In layman's term. Now just think, brothers and sisters, and those in the intelligent community who may be watching this show. What would happen if you put one of these Dongfeng 17 missiles on a fishing vessel or a nuclear Chinese submarine? Now you just extended that range from Guam well into the U.S. territory or any other territory you're targeting. Why do you think the Chinese are so eager to get into South America? Not Africa. They're in Kemet for a different reason. But in South America, why do you think they're so interested to get a little foothold there? Just think, with the range of that hypersonic missile and the speed, how fast could a nuclear tip one of them hit Washington D.C., hit Chicago, or hit Cheyenne Mountain? NORAD command. These are things, and this is where I take my hat off, if I had a hat, to the intelligence community. Yes, I know a lot of them are into the whole setting up revolutionaries and setting up people in general, blah, blah, blah. I get that. But then there's another wing of them that are actually working hard and diligent to try to neutralize some of these threats. And I'm not just talking about DARPA. There's good men and women working to keep us safe at night, or safe-ish. All right. But it's up to us citizens once again. I feel like I'm just beating a drum here. Doom, 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 doom. We have to unite. But and can we unite before there's a calamity? I mean, seriously, can we unite as citizens before there's another 9/11 style attack? Or do we have to allow for some of the brothers and sisters to get killed before we're like, oh shit? You know, they don't give a fuck if I'm a Democrat. They don't give a fuck if I'm a Republican. They don't give a fuck if I'm Christian, if I'm Muslim, if I'm Islam, or not Islamic, but Hindu, if I'm Buddhist, if I'm Satanist, Luciferian. They don't give a fuck. All they see is a fucking dumbass American that needs to be wiped the fuck off the earth. I forgot to tell you the conversation I had with a gentleman from Hong Kong. And his English it's trying. It's difficult, but I sense the sincerity. He's telling me that there is propaganda right now making Americans look like we are basically the evil bastards of the world. Now, I'm not saying that we're all fucking cupcakes and glory. I'm not saying that. Hell, even on this show, some of the guests I've had on point out some major atrocities the United States participated in and fomented. Absolutely. Every country has. But at least in the system, there is wiggle room for justice to be realized. There is wiggle room. But that wiggle room takes us working together. We ain't going to get there as individuals, but we will get there collectively. But we're not going to get there if we're attacked and this whole system is destroyed. And I know a lot of brothers and sisters out there want the system destroyed. I get it. You're frustrated with the system. You're frustrated with the injustice. You're frustrated with the bigotry. You're frustrated with the misogyny. You're frustrated with the racism. I get it. I thoroughly get it. But I'm telling you, if you don't correct the system, you just allow the system to be utterly annihilated, all your protection's gone. And you're going to have to deal with those same issues, but tenfold. Brother Wayne, peace and power. Welcome to the show. Sister Gloria, welcome to the show. Peace and power. I want you all to be able to live and share with your children and share with your grandchildren your life experience and what it means to be you and what your family represents. It may be totally different than mine, and that's okay. But I want you to be prosperous, and you will not be prosperous if you're fucking dwelling in a radiated, bombed out wasteland of a city, town, or rural area. There's a lot of people out here in the world that hates the United States guts. And when I say United States, They hate the black U.S. citizen. They hate the white U.S. citizen. They hate the brown U.S. citizen. They hate the red U.S. citizen. And they hate the yellow U.S. citizen and everything in between. They hate the gays. They hate the trannies. They hate the straight. They hate the religious. They hate the atheists. They just hate. Now, you can go up there if you want to with flowers and I'm going to love you more than I ever loved anyone ever. All they're going to do is bang your ass over a hickory stump, stick a bayonet up your butt, and pull the trigger. I'm saying that's just what you're going to get. Or you can fight. I just pray that we got a little more time. I sincerely pray to the Most High that we got a little more time before the repo man cometh. Let's continue with Mr. Chris Hansen.
Countries like Russia and the US are said to be working on similar designs, but so far, China's the only one that's got this in its official arsenal.
Guys, you really have two choices when it comes to...
No, we don't. Actually, we got three choices. I got to get off that commercial. If not, I'm going to get hit with a copyright strike. I mean, it's already bad enough, YouTube. And I even talk nicely on the the creators channel. I'm like, hey, can you just guys, just check out my shit?
Number 8. Another much anticipated hot off the assembly line weapon making its public debut is the Road Mobile DF-41 Intercontinental Strategic Nuclear Missile System. One missile can pack a single big wallop or carry up to 10 independently targetable warheads. Prior to the launch of the DF-41, China didn't have a ballistic missile capable of hitting the U.S. mainland in the event of a nuclear war. The best they could do was hit Guam. But with the DF-41, China looks to have overcome its biggest weakness in military strategy against the United States. Chinese state media says this rollout is for, quote, balancing power and securing victory. Not against any target in particular, but just so you know, the continental United States is within range. Number 7. Another new weapon that was supposed to be shrouded in mystery but got leaked in a promo video ahead of the parade was hidden inside these launch canisters. They say DF-100 on the side, but maybe to restore a sense of mystery, the CCTV announcer called it the CJ-100 Hypersonic Cruise Missile.
Here comes the CJ-100 Cruise Missile formation, the latest in CJ series. The hypersonic weapon features high precision and long-range strike capability, as well as fast response.
The CJ stands for Changjian, or Long Sword. The People's Liberation Army Rocket Force accidentally posted footage of what appears to be a test launch of the CJ, or DF-100, a week before the parade. An expert told the South China Morning Post that the missile's slim dorsal fins, foldable tail fins, and additional propellant suggests it's a long-distance hypersonic weapon with a range of more than 680 miles. Can't hit the U.S., but it's good enough for the South China Sea.
You fools! The South China Sea, that's not the target. The Chinese literally want control over the seas again. That's how you get the One Belt Initiative, the one road, one track, whatever. And it'll be Chinese goods worldwide, baby.
Number 6. Another debut was the JL-2 Submarine-Launched Ballistic Missile, or SLBM.
The second generation JL-2 can be launched from nuclear submarines.
Launched with just the wave of a hand. The People's Liberation Army Navy started testing the JL-2 from submarines as far back as 2002. Since 2016, the Chinese military has had 48 launchers and warheads ready to deploy from nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines. But until this October 1st parade, the Chinese military had never officially acknowledged the existence of this weapon. So this was the official unveiling of the JL-2, which is believed to have a range of more than 5,000 miles and the ability to deliver one big nuclear warhead or up to 8 smaller nukes. It's like getting one big cupcake or 8 mini cupcakes of radioactive destruction. Number 5. After sleek-looking missiles, it was time for something that looked a little more goth. The HSU-001 drone submarine. It looks like the submarine equivalent of Too Much Black Eyeliner. But, like the Smashing Pumpkins, this autonomous underwater vehicle could be a game changer. Since it's the world's first openly deployed fully robotic submarine capable of long-range missions, this submersible drone could really be a sea change in naval warfare. So for
You know, he kind of went a little deeper than what I went with, but I think we're all starting to see the general picture here. Brother James said it eloquently. Again, the top has sold us out. You can only sell cargo, brother. If we're on the ship, Brother James, there's only cargo, the crew, and the captain. And your statement straight up said the captain sold our asses out. So for all you people who betrayed the United States and you made a bunch of money with China, I hope you all live a long, long time. I hope when you're old men and women, you're sleeping and having nightmares about all the poor bastards you left behind to die. And for those of you who will soon be annihilated, I offer this. There is victory in death, as long as you die free. You can take that for what you will. Let's continue.
far, though, only small, short-range drone subs have been used, because long-range autonomous subs are too expensive and complex. Not much is known about this HSU-001, but since it doesn't have any torpedo tubes, I assume it's to be used for spying on the mermaids in the South China Sea. How dare they violate China's territorial waters? Those mermaids better recognize the 9-dash line. Number 4. Another drone debut was this blade-like craft with the designation DR-8 or WZ-8, a supersonic spy drone. Designed to soar over the Pacific at speeds ranging from between 3 and 5 times the speed of sound, the supersonic spy drone uses a mysterious propulsion system. The Chinese military has not disclosed any information about the propulsion, but the tech nerds at The Aviationist figure that it's probably a liquid or hybrid rocket engine. The South China Morning Post reported that the DR-8 would be expected to play a key role should there be a conflict with U.S. aircraft carrier strike groups in the South China Sea or Western Pacific. The DR-8 spy drone is said to be able to launch from the ground or from another aircraft. But frankly, even in the parade, it's terrifying. Number 3. The H-6N long-range bomber is an upgraded version of the H-6 series, which until now could only carry and drop gravity nuclear bombs. But the fuselage of the new H-6N seems to have a cavity that would allow it to carry a huge air-launched nuclear missile. And in smog like that, you probably won't see it coming. Another new feature is an in-flight refuel.
That's the whole point there, Chris. None of us are going to see the shit coming. None of us. You'll be sitting there at the dock with your little girl talking about, hey, we're going to go to Puerto Rico. And the next thing you know, that mushroom cloud comes up out of that water. You'll be chilling there in the farmland. Oh, I'm just Farmer Dan. And out of the sky comes Wormwood. And you'll be just sitting there in your little skyscraper thinking about which whore you're going to go out to after work. And before you know it, kaboom. Yeah, it is quite terrifying. It's quite terrifying.
Fueling probe for air-to-air top-ups. That would give the H-6N an estimated range of 3,700 miles, or from Beijing to Alaska. Not really a threat. Number 2. Another new reveal was the latest version of the Sharp Sword stealth combat drone, the Hongdu GJ-11 Lijian. The drone now features a completely redesigned rear aspect with a stealthier exhaust, because sometimes you just need a stealthier exhaust. The drone can carry 2 tons of laser-guided bombs or missiles. It also happens to look a bit like the U.S. Navy's X-47B.
Yes, this rabbit hole does give one a headache. I mean, I can only touch on so little, for real, in the short time that I'm allotted. That's why I try to get maybe 2, sometimes 3 shows in a day, if I can. Because I know there's people who need to hear this information. There's people who have no idea until they're quite literally watching the show how advanced these people are. And this is just the Chinese. Don't forget about the Russians and their little secret projects. And don't forget about the Germans and their secret projects. The world is getting set for war, y'all. Everything's ready. The stealth's ready. The nukes are ready. The biological agents are ready. The real question is, brothers and sisters, are you ready? Let's continue.
Attack drone. I'm not saying it was stolen technology, but anyway, good luck, because America's X-47B supposedly performed well in tests, but was never deployed. In any case, a non-weaponized version of the GJ-11 will deploy on Chinese aircraft carriers, all 2 of them, where it will be used for surveillance and reconnaissance missions.
You know, I find this terribly disselling. We're having blackouts in California. Many of you guys who are from California, you guys could vouch me on this, that California is heavily militarized, meaning there's a lot of bases in pretty close proximity to one another, from Air Force bases to Army bases, Marine Corps bases to Navy bases. Just think of the damage. I mean, you already have a blackout, bloop, and then a strike happens. You can't really tell people what's going on, because I fear a lot of people, when the strike happens, a lot of people aren't even going to know what's going on. They won't have a clue. So, oh, schmoly. I accidentally hit that. My bad, y'all. We'll go right back to it. Thank God I don't watch twerking videos and shit. You know, that'd be rather embarrassing. Be like, look at my history, y'all. See what kind of freak I am. I mean, here's my history. I ain't scared to show you my history. A little prison gang, some fighting. Then this new shit. Space shit. This random shit. Tuna. Gameplays. And this is some crazy shit. But yeah. A lot of people won't show you that. And then I want to show you the channel. We're really doing well. Hold on. We were more up here.
R8 would be expected to play a key role. You probably won't see it coming. A smaller, cheaper, and slower version of a helicopter. So it would be terrible in camouflage. A 2-man gyro X-47B supposedly performed well in tests, but was never deployed. In any case, a non-weaponized version of the GJ-11 will deploy on Chinese aircraft carriers, all 2 of them, where it will be used for surveillance and reconnaissance missions. Number 1. The final debut worth mentioning is one that looks like you could order the kit from Taobao and assemble it in your garage. A 2-man gyrocopter called the Hunting Eagle. The Hunting Eagle gyrocopter is basically a smaller, cheaper, and slower version of a helicopter. So it would be terrible in combat. But don't worry, this eagle won't be in combat. The hunting part means search and rescue, border control, reconnaissance, anti-riot, and other roles. It will also be used to self-deploy Chinese special forces on missions into enemy territory. So, not as fierce as those other weapons, but I still wouldn't want that landing in my backyard. Or Hong Kong. So, why did the Chinese Communist Party choose to show off all these advanced weapons? For the same reason my friend Damien always takes off his shirt at the gym in front of the ladies. Sure, he gets a lot of attention, but deep down inside, he's insecure. And he wants America to know that if they mess with him in the South China Sea, he can stand up for himself. Wait, I'm not talking about Damien anymore, but basically it's the same thing. Think of this month's giant military parade like Xi Jinping with his shirt off. Wait, don't think about that. But anyway, just because the Chinese Communist Party is insecure doesn't mean its military is just a bluff. They've spent decades stealing U.S. technology and developing their own weapons. Sure, their troops lack combat experience, but some of their weapons could still cause major damage to the U.S. in a war. And the Chinese Communist Party televised the whole parade and broadcast a version with English voiceover to make sure that its frenemy across the Pacific knows what's up. And this episode has been sponsored by Surfshark.
Okay, enough of that. I'm not here to promote some Surfshark. Basically, one last little story, and then I'll show you the numbers on the show. Then we'll wrap this thing up because I know you guys got some partying to do tonight. World War III in space would destroy the banking system. Now, that's the only benefit. Banking system has caused enslavement, has caused wars. If it was to be destroyed, depending on who wins, it might be a good thing. But other than that, it's going to be a pretty shitty time for humanity. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys got your little seeds ready. I hope you guys got your canned goods ready. Because it's going to be it's not going to be a fun time on the earth, put it that way. Let's go to Beta Studio now so I can show you guys what's up. Yep. My ongoing commitment to transparency for the People's Show. We're going to show you all what's going on here. Okay. I don't know if we can see that. No, we cannot. So, there. Now that should be where it's at. Now check this out. For the past 28 days, we had 60,000 views. That's up 71%. Watch time minutes, 1,000,000.7, up 106%. Revenue, $151, up 120%. Top videos, Dr. Randy Short, Keep Hope Alive, followed by Unity or Death, followed by Black and Browns Are Murdered by Cops. That's the Mark for Anaheim show. Those are the top 3 videos. And yeah, that's about it with the channel. Oh, we're now up to 3,412 survivors. Yes, you guys are not subscribers. You guys are survivors. So, you know, the channel is doing great now. Everything's pumped up. And that's only because, let's just be honest, the Mark from Anaheim show and the Jordan Maxwell show last week got the seats full. That, you know, I'll just be honest with that. All right. Now, before I go, I want to throw this ideal out there. I just want to see if it's even worth my time and effort. Point blank, if I wrote a book about, you know, the guests, some of the things we talked about, maybe even some of the things I haven't mentioned on the show yet, would you guys be interested in it? Would you be interested in a book? Just think about that. Send me your thoughts on that to truepowersmind@gmail.com. Basically, I could either do a book, one, make a combo of kind of the best interviews or whatever, or two, just take the transcript from like one of the best interviews and just turn that into a book. Because literally a lot of the Mark for Anaheim, if I was to put all the Mark for Anaheim videos on in a book form, oh my God, we'll be talking about like a 10, 12 book series just from just the stuff that he's had here. And not to mention, maybe Judge Joe Brown or Dr. Short or Sister Elliott, Sister Badalora. There's been so many great guests. Also, hopefully Monday, I should be getting some confirmation. Looking to get Eric S. back on, aka Butterbean, again. I mean, I thought that was a great interview, super positive. It's nothing like talking to a heavyweight champion, boxing champion of the world, and actually getting a chance to see a man other than the man in the ring. Great human being, great person. Hopefully you'll join me Monday for that. Tomorrow, Sunday, I really don't have nothing planned. If I get a phone call or whatever, get a guest, that's cool. I don't even know if I'm going to do a show tomorrow. I'm pretty damn tired. I've been hitting it really hard here lately, man. The past few weeks, I've really been going nonstop. Everything has become that critical to me. It's like, I want to say this is emergency transmission, but every transmission is an emergency after emergency. But once again, people ain't going to hear the message, and I'm cool with that. People ain't going to hear the message. And really, this message is for a future generation, for future people to understand that there are people here that we knew what was going on. We were just, unfortunately, ineffective in stopping it. And we're sorry that your future's shit because of our inactions. Now, that being said, is there anything else I was going to share with you? I think that's pretty much it. Oh, yeah, I do appreciate those who can, and they do utilize the super chat. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that tremendously because, I'm just tired, y'all. I'm sitting here quite literally trying to stay awake and stay focused. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning and I could not sleep. I could not sleep last night. Just tossed and turned. I quite literally been up all day. And another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. I would literally been up 24 hours without the aid of any type of drug or anything stupid like that. Just a lot of meditation and a lot of spiritual. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you guys. Oh my God. Hey, Art. Welcome to the show. Art Creation. Peace and power to you, brother. A couple of things. One, George Norrie, coast to coast, you're wrong. Taking Mark from Anaheim's talking points and not giving him credit. You're wrong on that. And number two, guys, I'm telling you, the reason why Mark came on, the reason why he called me up, and he hasn't told me this, but I'm telling you guys this. It's because of you guys. It's because of your spirit. It's because of your psychic energy. I hate to say it like that because it makes me sound crazy. Oh my God, True Power's a fucking kook. But I'm telling you, listen to this show and then look at the papers, look at the TV set and see what we talk about on the show days later, damn near some cases just hours after it ends. It's all news on suddenly. Now, yes, some of this is because we do follow some headlines, but some of it is just information coming from the guests who are experts. And I don't know who you are out there, but there's somebody out there sharing the shit out of this program. And I just want to say thank you. Because I can't do it all by myself. And I'm so glad I got you in the shadows working with me. because I'm working for you. This will include TPIM SR Live. I ask you to live your life with integrity without hate, envy, or greed. And as always, brothers and sisters, I ask you, let's try to please be kinder to each other. Peace and power, unity and victory, dignity and respect, and liberation. I'm out.